marketing is so important. At GenSpark, I would say we have two different audiences. We have the companies that hire from GenSpark, and we have our candidates that want to join GenSpark. Content to us, it's a lot about getting our voice out there. Because GenSpark is working with something that is so core to someone's, livelihood, careers, we take that really seriously. And content to us goes far in saying who GenSpark is and the kind of value that both our candidates and our clients can get from GenSpark.
Welcome to Business Ninjas, brought to you by WriteForMe, where you'll hear from business leaders who are out there growing their business and slaying it every day. Learn from the masters. Let's get started.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Business Ninjas. I'm here today with Somya Tirath, Director of Strategy and Business Operations at GenSpark. How you doing today, Somya?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
I am good, thank you. Thanks for spending some time with us here on Business Ninjas. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and about GenSpark.
Sure. So I'm the Director of Strategy and Business Operations at GenSpark. And what we do at GenSpark is spark the next generation of technology talent. So what that means is that we're looking for candidates who are looking to get into IT or grow their career within IT. And we also are working with employers who are looking to fill talent gaps that they have on their side. GenSpark is kind of that connecting bridge where we find those candidates, put them through training, work with our employers to get them hired into their roles.
Excellent. And what's your background? How did you end up in this role?
So I was a chemical engineer graduating from college. And then I quickly figured out that I wanted to do something that's more related to business than to actually focus in on my degree. So I went into management consulting for a couple of years after college. And then I found GenSpark, and I thought what the company was doing was really interesting. And at that time, the GenSpark division of the company was only about 5 or 6 people that we had internally. But I thought, this is a really cool thing. It's amazing to work with someone's career. And I think there's a lot of opportunity for what we can do. So I joined the team, and now it's been almost 3 years since I've been here.
Well, with a chemical engineering degree, you understand the perspective of the people on the other end of this equation, and that helps, I would think, from a management perspective.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Yeah, and what sort of verticals do you service? What companies are you working with?
So GenSpark actually can work with a broad range of companies. Basically, if they have an IT or technology organization within their company, GenSpark can typically work with them. So we work all across airlines and systems integrators and retail and, a bunch of other industries that we currently service. And I know that there are a lot of industries that we don't service today that we definitely could be.
Well, I don't know who doesn't have an IT department in 2023,
Exactly.
right? Now, any particular size of company that you work best with? Is there kind of an entry-level size you like to work with?
Yeah, typically the companies that we work with are on the larger side. So Fortune 500 employers probably make up 80% of our client base. And that's because they have, a pretty big organization. They're looking to fill some of the talent gaps that they have on their end. Smaller companies lots of times are kind of figuring things out as they go. Being a smaller company ourselves, I know that. And so working with larger organizations is really the sweet spot that we found.
Excellent. And what's the origin story of GenSpark? When did GenSpark come to be?
So it's a really cool origin story, actually. It's one of my favorite things about GenSpark. GenSpark is a division of a larger IT staffing company. The IT staffing company, services a lot of clients, and they're out there working every day. And so from the client's perspective, we had a really good pulse that lots of times the talent that we're looking for doesn't exist in the market today. And so that was the kind of problem that we had known about at Pyramid Consulting. That's the parent company. Mm-hmm. But what really kind of connected the other piece was one time the founders of Pyramid Consulting were at a California pizza kitchen, and they were chatting with their waiter, and they found out that he had a 4-year computer science degree from Kennesaw University. And they asked him a little bit, why is it that you're not working in your field? And he said, well, I can't find a job in the field because today all of the employers that I've talked to said, I need experience to get, an opportunity to work with them, which is a silly thing for an entry-level role.
Endless loop. You need experience to have experience to get experience.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So the two founders kind of put the dots together and they said, our clients can't find the people that they want. The local talent can't find the jobs that they're looking for in the field. And so GenSpark is kind of that connecting bridge that can solve both problems of that equation.
Excellent. What makes you stand out from your competition?
A lot of things. I think one thing that GenSpark does really, really well is that we're really responsive to our customers. So we are very adaptable and flexible to their needs. We listen to them very closely. And if they have a need in a particular skill set that maybe we don't have a history of training candidates in, we are able to figure out how to get the right talent that they need, get them the right training, and deliver on that. So I think that's one thing, is that we really listen, we're really flexible. And that also applies to one of the new products that we offer. A lot of people that are kind of in a similar industry as us just work on entry-level talent, but GenSpark actually can supply talent that's at higher levels, people with a couple of years of experience, people who are more mid-level in their careers, who are looking to reskill. And we can supply that talent who has that background, which makes it a lot easier sometimes for our clients to bring them on with the kinds of roles that they might need. Yeah.
And what are common problems that you're solving for your clients?
So a lot of them are, like I said, talent that doesn't exist there today. So one of the biggest things that we do at GenSpark, one of our main focuses is our focus on diversity. We bring in diverse talent. We're out there looking for people of all different backgrounds. And, there's the one lens where you can think of diversity on the typical male, female, the race equation, but also we think about diversity in terms of neurodiversity and disabilities and sexual orientation. And GenSpark does a great job of going out and looking for diverse talent to bring into GenSpark, because we're able to, really level that playing field. Today, most education, most opportunities are only available to people who have the finances to invest in them. But at GenSpark, we actually pay for training for our candidates. And so we are able to give people who might not typically get opportunities within technology a lot of those opportunities.
Yeah.
Yes. So diversity, like I said, is one, and we're able to bring them that diverse talent, and then also particular skill sets that they're looking for. Lots of times this can be, niche skill sets within a particular industry. If the industry is growing really fast, there might not be enough talent that's out there in the market. One example could be 5G. 5G is the next great thing, but we don't have enough people who are ready and kind of understand the technology well enough to really go out and work on it. And so that's one of the service offerings that GenSpark has, is that we can actually create that talent for our customers.
I would think in terms of inclusivity, IT is one of the easier fields to level the playing field, right? Because it's not necessarily as hands-on as some other things. And one would think that it's open to anyone in any situation. And in our remote worlds, you can include everyone in that sort of scenario.
Yeah, that is so very true. What we see today, though, is that there's a really big gap, especially on the male-female side. I think it's around 21% females in the IT industry.
That's it?
Yeah, it's really low. And so it's exciting to us that GenSpark can deliver, 40% females within our program, because we are so intentional about it. And it's not just about going out and finding that talent, it's about supporting them as well. But it's actually really the mission of GenSpark is to accelerate equity in the workplace and make society more reflective, make the workplace more reflective of our society.
Excellent. Excellent. Tell me about the COVID years. How have you guys been able to grow the business in these last couple challenging years?
So GenSpark was founded in 2019. So COVID did hit us pretty early on. In a way, it has been a little bit of a blessing for us in a couple of ways. First one, though it was really tough, we figured out how to do all of our training virtually, which means wherever our candidates are, we can deliver them the same quality training that used to just be offered in person.
Mm-hmm.
And the second thing is, within our team, it's opened up our ability to find, the best internal employees for GenSpark ourselves across different places. So a lot of us are in different locations all across the country. And now that things are a little bit more open as well, we go in person where our clients are. We are happy to meet them where we need to. If, for those first couple of conversations or at the beginning, we can do things virtually remote. And actually in that way, we can actually accomplish more because travel does take a lot of time.
All right, I'll ask you to put on your director of strategy hat. Tell me what role content and content marketing has played in the growth of GenSpark.
Content marketing is so important. At GenSpark, I would say we have two different audiences. We have the companies that hire from GenSpark, and we have our candidates that want to join GenSpark and spark their career. So content to us, it's a lot about getting our voice out there. And how can people get to know GenSpark before we've even had an interaction with them? And I think the way that we do that is things that we put out there, what we say about ourselves, the blog posts on our website, the posts on our social media, that goes really far in helping build authenticity in GenSpark and build trust. Because GenSpark is working with something that is so core to someone's, livelihood, careers, we take that really seriously. And content to us goes far in saying who GenSpark is and the kind of value that both our candidates and our clients can get from GenSpark.
So you are speaking our language here at WriteForMe. We swear by content. I mean, people have to know your story. They got to know why they should be doing business with you. There's just so many options in this 2023 digital landscape. It's very important to tell your story. What is something you'd like to be celebrating personally or professionally 1 year from today?
So to me, GenSpark is so, like I said, it's like so fundamental to someone's life. And I just think it is the coolest thing when we get someone a job in this space, a job that they've really been wanting, and they can go out and do anything that they want to do. For example, some people that have been at GenSpark have been able to buy cars and homes for them and their families. And that's because they were able to get the kind of financially stable career that they've been needing to get. And so in a year from now, I think it would be great to say that it's been over 1,000 careers that we've sparked, 1,000 careers that we've created. And, that kind of wealth that we're creating is hopefully a generational wealth. People can go on and their kids and their families can also grow up with that. And in the future, they can have, kind of the resources that maybe they didn't have when they were younger.
Those are excellent goals. And you're talking about helping people thrive and rippling the pool in a lovely way. So I wish you all the best in that endeavor. Please tell us what your URL is, where people can find GenSpark, and what social media channels you're using these days.
Great. So our website is www.genspark.net. GenSpark is spelled GEN as in generation, and Spark is spelled in the traditional way, SPARK. .net, not .com. That is frequently mistaken. In terms of social media, we are on multiple of them. I would say LinkedIn, number one, we post there all the time. Definitely follow us there. We attend lots of events in person, and so our LinkedIn is always up to date with where we are. And if you'd like to meet us, just drop us a comment and we'll get in touch with you. LinkedIn, we're also on Facebook and Instagram. We've recently launched our TikTok as well. So head on over to our TikTok to watch some fun videos of all of us setting up our booths and just kind of going about our daily lives at work.
Excellent. Somya Tirath of GenSpark, thanks for spending some time with us today on Business Ninjas. I wish you and yours and GenSpark all the best in the future.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed chatting with you today.